told me to never go past the stone line. They say the boundary lands are scarred and dangerous.
But I've been to the capital. The lands are scarred and dangerous there, too.
The people of the kingdom are scared. They're ready for change. They want to be able to dream again.
And now, for the first time in 1,000 years, an expedition is ready to leave Solbari.
We call it the Feld.
It's the size of a city, and believe it or not, it can move.
They're taking the city past the stone line?
Out in the wilderness to find a new place to live.
Sights no mortal has seen before.
Lands untouched by any hand.
We're making our dreams reality.
And forging a new path forward.
Together. You know, together.
All to find a place where we belong.
Episode of Diceburgh. Why is it a special episode of Diceburgh? You should already know that. And if you don't already know that, you're going to find out in just like a little bit here. Welcome, Internet. My name is Kurt Stridinger. You probably know me as Mr. Kurtwise on social medias. I am joined here by our fabulous party of the Mierenfeld Scouting Camp. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to 5% Chance. We normally have a thing here, but we're going to skip that tonight. Instead, I'm going to tell you to check out tomorrow's game. We have the not the Lost Minds of Phandelver, the Ash and Shade Committee is tomorrow at 7:30. We don't have that tomorrow?
Nope.
We don't have that tomorrow.
Don't worry about it, guys.
I'm batting 100.
We'll let you know when you have to pay attention. You're good.
We'll go over all that stuff at the end of the episode when I get my stuff straightened out.
Consider a bonus for sticking around.
Welcome. To recap from our last episode or from the beginning of our story, if this is the first time you are joining us, you should probably know our world is plagued by something that's referred to as the planar drift. Now, the planar drift is a strange merger between the planes that causes the landscape of the world to shift and change rapidly, as our scouts have been experiencing with a blizzard that has been moving in. Exploring outwards from the mortal kingdom of Solbari is the floating city of the Feld, led by none other than the fearless scouts in our camp here. After successfully scouting your way through the dangerous, endless marsh, which was a merger of the Feywild and the Shadowfell, you find yourselves heading the opposite way of your floating city, directly into this fierce blizzard that is bearing down on you, as well as the dragon that presumably waits at its center. After fending off several attacks from the camp while in this blizzard, the newly appointed Get Shit Done Plains Runners, as they named themselves, discovered that the attacks were from a doppelganger that had infiltrated their camp, who was the associate of a beholder named Johnny Ten Eyes. After being stiff-armed into a protection racket and blackmailed with the return of Commander Miranda, the scouts are now headed towards the mountains at the center of the storm, as well as a small Boundary Lands town, which hopefully they can get some supplies from. Before we start off, we should get to know our scouts a little bit. So if we could go around, if we could start off with our fearless Captain Rylin.
Hi, I am your fearless leader, the Captain Rylin. I will be playing your Water Genasi Druid. And I'm way too excited to get this game going to see what the heck we have in store, because I can almost guarantee you it's going to be a lot.
Great. Bouncing across the screen here, we have Celestina Paint.
Howdy, hey. My name is Arizona. I'm going to be playing your Kalistar Kensei monk, Celestina Paint. I'm really excited to be here. Sorry I couldn't be here the last time. There was just blackouts in my area, so I wasn't able to get on. And so I didn't get to say this last time, but happy Pride Month, even though it's the tail end of it all. Really excited to be here. And a quick little thing, unrelated to the stream. If you are playing games on Steam currently for the entire month of Pride Month, tell me why the Don't Nod game that's made by the people who made Life is Strange has been free the entire month. And to my knowledge, that is the first AAA game to feature a trans main character in name. So go grab that for free because it's free for the rest of the month and you get to keep it forever. But I'm also excited to be here with all of you.
Amazing. Speaking of not being here last week or this week, coming around down to that corner, we have Brill from Dumpstat playing Arguvar, who unfortunately is going to be missing this week again. Although, stay tuned, he should be back with us before too long. Going over next to that, we have our fearless paladin, Bayor.
Oh, yes, I am Bayor. Bayor Skeldmane of the Firemanes, and I am the Leonin paladin of the group. My name is Steve Harvey, not that Steve Harvey. I live on the East Coast, slightly shorter, a little bit less of a bushy mustache. But if you have a family feud, I will always be there to back you up, especially if there's barbecue. So that's me. That's it.
And last but not least, our stand-in technical person for the evening, since we are missing Curtis, Jared Janders, Big G. Hello.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I am excited to be here. That's pretty much it.
Amazing.
That's all that his brain is going to allow.
Following your conversation with Johnny Ten Eyes and discovering that there was no easy way to break the enchantment which was holding Miranda trapped inside the gem, you all met with Commander Ambrose, or Captain Ambrose and Captain Molly to devise a plan. Ambrose was going to move the camp from its current location in case there was another attack inbound. The Mollywompers, having not heard from the floating city for several days, are headed to check in and just make sure everything is good with the city. And you all are headed to scout out the storm and see if you can make an arrangement to get some supplies from this town. The rest of the evening, after plans are made, you all head back to the tent, fall asleep very quickly after the eventful 2 days and almost not having any sleep for the last 48 hours. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing that hits you is the wind. The wind is ripped open the flap to your tent and is tearing through the inside. You're all shivering in your bedrolls. And it's very evident that the storm is moving closer to you now. As you all gather up near the new command tent that has been set up, you see that their Captain Ambrose and Molly are already hard at work getting things organized and ready to go. The entire camp is lively. People are moving around, packing up tents, getting aurochs and horses ready to go. Outside of this main tent, you see there are several cold weather gear bags that have been prepared for you that are ready to go, as well as a team of horses. You also see next to your group, there is another smaller pile of supplies for the Mollywompers who are gathering nearby and heading out of the blizzard, so they don't quite need the supplies. As you are all gathering, getting your pack set up, getting your horses all loaded up, there are figures that approach from outside of the camp. 6 of them, all riding horses. They ride into the camp, and you can see that their scouts have held them up and are discussing with them, and then they're being led over to your group, as there's a very tall Goliath who is in charge of this. As he looks around and he goes, all right, which one of you is Rylin?
Yes? Hi.
We were told to come talk to you. And he kind of looks over at his back at the other members of the group that are traveling with him. We're a little extra protection from the Feld, just to make sure nothing happens to the camp, and he looks at you, and there's a very clear like wink out of his eye.
Great. Yes. Protection sent from the Feld. Perfect. Fantastic. So we're going to be heading this way if you want to join us into the storm.
Well, we're supposed to stay with the camp here, I thought. Make sure nothing attacked the...
Yes. Sorry. There's a lot going on in my mind right now. We have several different strings we're trying to pull together into a lovely, beautiful bow. But yes, stay with the scouts in the party. I believe, there's some other captains I should introduce you to. Actually, wait, never mind. I retract that statement. Could you maybe just keep further of a distance? Keep more of a larger watch. They're not really privy to our arrangement.
He kind of glances up and down and goes, yeah, all right. We'll be around. And you see him kind of get his men, and they all hop back up on their horses and head out of the camp. But this is clearly the added protection that Johnny Ten Eyes had sent for you.
Yeah, realizing that now.
Okay, now I'm caught up.
So getting the rest of your gear all gathered up and all set to go, you're given a map from Ambrose that has a trail outlined in red. It stays pretty close to the mountains for the most part, and then you see it kind of winds a little bit through a very dense patch of pine forest before it reaches the town of Oswegot. As you are headed out, he tells you that this is the map that the hard-nosed scout unit that is still out in the blizzard was able to send back to get you the way to Oswegot. He warns you that once you get into closer to the mountains, when you get into the pine forest, that it's probably the trail might be pretty difficult to follow. It's sort of a winding little deer trail, but it's safe enough for you to get to the town.
How many days of travel is it?
The town is about 2 days out.
Okay.
And is there anything that any of you would like to do before heading out on your new journey?
Oh, I'm seeing my boy with the wizard man.
Sure.
The wizard man.
What was his name again?
Ayler Sinreth.
Ayler, that's his name. I go in and I go, Ayler, it's been so long. It's been a day. Listen, I'm so curious on this what we were working on. And I just was wondering if you could, teach me a thing or two. It'd be wonderful.
Oh, well, yes, I haven't made much progress since last night, but if you wanted to stick around for a while, I'm sure I could show you the ropes. It shouldn't take much longer than, a week or two for me to get you up to speed on this thing.
Oh, you know what? Let's put a rain check on that. I got a luncheon I have to get to. It's you know what? How about this? Do you have one of those sending stone thingies? We have a couple. I was just wondering if you had one. Then we can keep in touch. And then, if I find any thing out about magic and things, I can hand it off to you. And if you find anything, you could tell me some information. I help you, you help me.
Oh, well, certainly, yes. I believe I do have a sending stone around here, but it's paired to one that's within the Feld itself.
Can we pair it? Can I get your number? Is that a thing? Is sending stone what is it? 4? And that's it.
I believe most of the sending stones
get a blue fang connection.
Yeah.
Are created as a pair, but if you have one of the extra stones that I could hang on to, I'm sure I could get in contact with you that way.
Ambrose already has one, just so that you know.
I would have 2, but one goes to Coral and one goes to Ambrose. So
yeah.
I go, I'm sorry. These I have two cell phones. It's kind of and I just tuck them away. You know what? Let's just forget about it.
Not in the family
yeah,
plan.
Yeah, forget about it. You know, just I apologize, and I walk out.
And you see he turns back as you're walking out. Bit of a retcon here for our audience. Unfortunately, Brill might be missing a couple more games. So as you exit the tent, you see him turn back around to the amulet and the still paralyzed figure of Arguvar, who under this spell, it seems to be lasting a little bit longer than it normally should have, and this paralysis has not yet weared off. So he tells you that he's gonna keep on researching the cause for it, and he will get your friend as well as the amulet back up as soon as possible.
Celestina, can you believe this? He didn't have an extra sending stone. It's ridiculous.
Well, he doesn't have an extra sending. Everybody should have at least 2 on hand.
Everybody, like, come on.
I do not have any. You see that Celestina's like, I don't know how to use a sending stone either.
Do you
listen?
wanna,
They're very no, they're expensive.
No. Let me introduce you to my friend, and I hand over the one that Coral has, and I go, just say hi. It's our new friend. His name is Coral.
It's Coral.
Hello.
Jimmy's mom.
There's a moment that goes by of silence before you hear a voice in your head go, "Oh my God, hi! I was really."
Throw it away. I throw it away as soon as the rock talks to me. I throw it away. Rocks can't do that.
As soon as you throw it away, the voice just cuts off in your head, and there's.
You'd think I'd be used to voices in my head. You'd think I'd be used to it at this point, but no, absolutely not. BG, I don't understand how those fancy rocks work. I don't really like it. And then all of a sudden, in your mind, you hear, "Please don't give me another one of those rocks." I just.
This is kind of hypocritical right now.
No, this is organic.
How about this? How about we revisit this at a later time? Me and you we'll get some tea and we'll talk about our feelings. And I would just walk off and I grab my rock out of the stone and I walk.
My connection is GMO, general mind orientation. I don't really like these stones.
Is there anything else that any of you would like to get done?
May I ask, what are some of the, are there any special supplies that were loaded in with us besides, say, explorers packs or anything, any specific tools or?
So you do have in with your cold weather gear, which is, hopefully to protect you from the worst of this weather. You do find some pittons as well as some ice climbing gear in case you were need to scale any ice surfaces.
Okay, so would crampons would be included?
Yes, those would be. Yeah.
That's one thing off my shopping list. I need to go to the store. I need to pick up crampons. You never know what's gonna happen out in this world. It's icy.
I know. We have to go to the store soon. I need a new hammock.
Absolutely.
It's been too long. My back's starting to hurt.
Clarification, real quick.
Yes.
We left the amulet that Commander Miranda's in with our wizard friend. Correct.
I believe you did, yeah, so that he could begin researching the enchantments on it and seeing if there were any way to break them other than the keywords.
Great. I'm going to go and get that back, actually.
You walk into the tent and he turns around and he goes, Rylin, Captain, yes, Big G was just in here to discuss the sending stones, but...
Yes, I'm sorry, but... I'm gonna need Commander Miranda back. I just feel as though maybe where we are headed might have a few more answers if you have not found a way to restore her completely.
Well, I haven't had much time to look at the amulet yet, but I'm sure if you think this is the best case of action, then yes, that sounds quite appropriate.
Why don't we just, from the research you have started, maybe continuing on that line of theory, and then whenever we meet again in person, if Commander Miranda is not fully back to herself out of the stone, then we can continue on the research.
Of course. If you think this is the best course of action, then I agree.
I do. Thank you.
He hands you the amulet back.
Thank you. We'll be in touch.
I just like walk right out.
Anything else that anyone would like to do before departing?
Just gonna like flip into that tent, open it really, really wide, go over to his tea, pour a cup while I'm staring at him, give him a good salute, open up his door really wide again and let the snow to come in, drink it while the door's open and leave. I say nothing. I say nothing.
And he does. It seems like he gives, like, he acknowledges your presence a little bit, but he's very clearly like so scatterbrained that he's working on other stuff at the same time. You hear him go at one point in time like, "Oh, it's a bit chilly outside."
Lovely weather we're having.
Lovely weather. Yeah.
So gathering up your packs.
I lift Big G up onto his horse.
Oh, I ritual cast my chameleon.
Oh,
yes.
I pick you up off a horse, and then I put you back down, and I put you back on your chameleon.
Yes, my beautiful chameleon.
Understood. Is that thing? I don't know much. You know what? Celestina does not know about lizards and does not know how they'd react to cold weather. I'm not going to pretend like I would know.
This is what you all described. This is a chameleon.
I
the
cannot
head
deny
of a
this,
dog,
or
the eyes of a chameleon, the fur is feather or leaves, and then the lizard tail. This is exactly what you described.
I can tell you that based off the number of chameleons that I have seen, I cannot refute or accept these claims.
Exactly.
Good job, Big G. It's very pretty.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
But then I probably just kind of load my things onto the horse and just like in a cloak and get ready to race the cold.
Sure. So yeah, putting on all of your gear, gathering up your horses, you head out into this storm. Thankfully, the cold weather gear and the horses are bred for cold weather. They're very large, sturdy horses. Your cold weather gear does help you fend off the worst of the cold. However, it's, like I said, very clear that as you head further south, you're heading into the center of the storm. The wind is picking up, blowing ice and stuff against your face. You have to pull your cloaks pretty narrowly over your eyes to avoid.
Actually, were there goggles in the gear?
Yeah, I'd say, there would be goggles. So those help you.
There's my shopping list done.
Whoever is going to be taking the lead here, give me a survival check, please.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just me.
Probably the captain.
Yeah. Not me. Don't make me do this, Rylin.
I probably could help decipher the map at least.
Oh, that's so lovely.
I will help by minor illusioning the arrow directly to the north at all times.
Go ahead, roll an advantage. Yep.
Thank you.
What'd you roll at first?
An 18. And that's a 19.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's going to be a 27 for survival.
27. Excellent. So the trail that the hard noses have plotted out for you is fairly easy to follow. You were worried that it was going to be more difficult in the snow, but you're able to line yourselves up with the mountains to your left, heading south here, and you're able to follow the path well enough until you get into this pine forest. You set up camp just outside of the pine forest for the night. Wake up the next morning and head out again. The trail, once you enter the forest, becomes much more convoluted. It winds back and forth. It's very clearly not like a human trail, but more of a deer trail that has been made through these woods.
I feel like Rylin is just on her horse and she's just like using shape water to like clear like just the 5 feet in front of her face.
Also, I imagine
just keeping like the snow as like she just continues to shape the water away. And her like little pixie friend is just on the front of the horse, just like as like a beaming like light.
I'm right behind, getting sprayed in the face by the
Yeah, it's like riding behind like an 18-wheeler where it's like
I'm in my coupe.
It's not raining anymore, but the road's still wet, so you still have to use your windshield wiper.
Also, I imagine that if we're staying close enough together, just that way we don't get lost, I'm just kind of like keeping communications with people mentally to like just make sure like, oh, we're moving right if it's hard to see.
Sure, yeah, and that comes in handy a couple of times as the wind picks up to a near like whiteout condition in this forest. Thankfully, once you enter the forest, the trees themselves give you a little protection from the wind and the heavy snowfall that's happening. But the trail itself becomes more difficult to follow as you focus down on it and you continue winding your way through this forest, keeping your eyes alert because other than the howling wind, it is eerily quiet in here. And as you are making your way along here, Celestina.
Yes.
There's this almost like a tickle in the back of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you realize we haven't been properly keeping watch. We haven't really been looking out to the woods around us. It feels like something is watching me. And then you turn around and you see a yellow pair of eyes off in the distance. And then from behind a tree, you see another yellow pair of eyes. You turn around to tell the group, but as you turn, you see it's too late as your group has been surrounded by this pack of white, very large dire wolves.
Wait,
and I need you.
Minds? It's one by one. You're hearing danger, danger, danger as I'm probably readying my bow and getting ready.
Was just about to telepathically tell you a dad joke, so I guess we'll have to hold on to that.
Yeah,
so go ahead and roll initiative, everyone.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not bad at all. I'll let you know when.
I don't know what time it is for initiative today.
I'm a bit distracted, I guess, from my dad joke. I rolled an 8.
I'm on the wrong character sheet. Oh.
I'll use my Rylin die.
All right, anyone?
Oh, that sucked.
Anyone roll above 20? Excellent.
Am I supposed to be rolling initiative or no?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Ooh, is that?
It's embodied voices.
It's the dire wolves.
Where from?
I can hear the wolves in my mind.
Anyone?
Hey, I got a 20. Sorry.
Excellent.
You said 20 up like there.
Anyone 15 and up?
17.
15. Celestina.
Rylin and Bayor, what'd you get?
8.
I can't read your lips right now, Jared. Hold on. Look at the camera. And I can read them.
Yeah! I'm not last, I'm not last, I'm not last, I'm not last.
Okay, so the
I
wolves,
assume I got what you
having
said.
gotten the jump on you, are going first here. You see, they very cautiously, very low to the ground, stalk up, closing in this circle around your group. You kind of tensely. Sorry, go ahead, Celestina.
I was gonna ask how many are there?
There are 12 of them. As they circle in and they start to push in on the group, there's a moment of, something is going to happen. Someone's going to jump, and the first wolf does, and it lunges towards Big G, being the smallest and tastiest looking member of the group.
No, but I'm on the chameleon. It's terrifying.
I guess it would be going after your chameleon if you were still
chameleon is
up.
obviously more
it still hits me because that's how the spell works.
Did you imagine how this chameleon would taste, or if you kind of just let it be a weird amalgamation of flavor?
It doesn't taste like anything, and it's an illusion.
Big G, that's a 19
calories.
Just barely hits.
Gotcha. Yeah, I figured you got a really high AC.
Yeah.
So you're saying that this chameleon tastes like a LaCroix? Just completely flavorless?
No, there's a
completely flavor.
lemon.
It's the memory of flavor.
It was left
Big
by
G.
a lemon for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That is 13 damage.
Oh my god.
As you see, the wolf clamps down on the leg of your chameleon, starting to try to tear it off of its feet. You feel that pain transferred into your own leg as it feels like teeth are gritting down into it. That brings us to Celestina.
Probably what's going to happen is bonus action. I'm going to just kind of like quickly breathe in, and I'm going to launch 2 shots at the wolf that attacked Big G's chameleon thing.
Go ahead. Celestina, you are going to be rolling range. So this is for everyone. Ranged attacks are going to be at disadvantage because of the strong winds that are being picked up here.
Absolutely. So it's going to be either a 18 or does a 17 hit on the first hit?
17 does hit.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and roll the second hit just to make sure, because I'm gonna be firing both of these attacks. That's either a 22 or a 10 for the
10 does
hit.
not hit.
Okay, then so for the first attack, it's going to launch true, and actually, let me see if I can do something, because I actually have an ability that I might have been able to do. Give me a second. Yes, actually, a new thing. I'm actually going to breathe in a little bit more and try to refocus the aim, and I'm going to burn a key point and add 2 to that hit. Would a 12 hit the dire wolf?
It unfortunately would not.
Then I waste the key point as I and I fire the shot. And it's going to take. Oh, that's not bad. That's going to be 13 piercing damage as I rolled a 4 on the die and a plus D4, which I rolled a max on. So 13 piercing damage as I launch this. And I'm going to be galloping my horse closer to Big G to give him some support.
Sure. So you see the first arrow sink in deep into the wolf's chest. The wolf actually collapses down onto the ground and causing the second arrow to fly straight over its head.
Yeah.
Seemingly having dealt with this forced wolf.
It beefed it. Yeah, let's go, baby.
Go ahead, Big G. That brings us to you next.
So let me ask: is it just ranged attacks, or is it does ranged magic attacks still at disadvantage?
Ranged magic attacks are not affected. It's just actual projectile attacks.
I look down at this wolf and I go, "Oh, you chose the wrong day. I just got paid," and I flick a gold in the air like an 80s style. 80s style, like into the jukebox, perfect fling as it flies into my spellbook. I bring out my finger guns and I cast Jim's magic missiles.
So even after the mage told you that guy was definitely cheating your system.
Oh, I mean, he didn't
you're
cheat
still
me.
Paying.
Yeah.
You still pay him.
I mean, it's a good spell. I'm gonna
You
do it.
pay the royalties.
Yeah.
I'll get you royalties.
So I have to roll for each of them. That's probably not going to hit. That's a 12.
12 does not hit.
12 is an impossible number to hit, Wolf.
That's a natural 1. And that's 24.
24 will hit.
So it takes 2d4 force damage.
Fuck him up.
Ooh, not too bad. That is 5 points of force damage.
5 points. Big G, as the wolf that attacked you collapses down onto the ground, there's another one coming up onto its side. You spin around, launching your magic missiles. 2 of them go wide, but one of them does strike the wolf in its shoulder. The leg buckles momentarily before it stands back up and continues approaching you, fangs bared.
I look down at him and I go, I got 49 more gold.
Good question. Just for clarification, the wolf I shot, did it die, or is it just like... Okay, the first one.
Yeah, it's gone. So that brings us to Beor.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Damn.
And I am going to shout at the herd of animals and say, first, what do you hunt us for?
You hear back a very low, guttural voice in your head that seems to yell back, "Food."
Where is your alpha?
You can see there is one wolf that takes a few steps forward towards you, slightly bigger than the rest of the wolves. This one, you can see there's slight, bony protrusions that are sticking out of some of the joints and the elbows and the shoulders.
Okay. I get off of my horse and stand at the foot of my horse and say, you will either go away hungry, you will not go away at all. Choice is yours.
Go ahead, give me animal handling on that.
I have a +2 to that.
Sorry, I giggled there. I've been watching Teen Wolf, and I hear the word alpha, and it made me giggle.
That is an 18. Yeah, 18. These are totally teenagers. They're angsty teenagers. Arizona.
Doing pretty good.
So you can see there's a couple of the wolves that seem to take a step back or two, but looking at them, it does not appear like these wolves have eaten in a while. You can see they're fairly emaciated and they're fairly hungry, so they've got a good motive to go after you.
Hey, are we going to a dragon?
You're on your way to a town. Yeah, on the way to a dragon.
Oh, never mind. We're on the way to a town. Okay, I can't promise meat if we're going to a town. They're just going to be the villagers.
Don't worry, I got you.
Rylin.
Perfect. So seeing Beor's kind of like threat of either you stay and die or you just leave us alone, Rylin is going to essentially like kind of like swan dive off of her horse, and as she does so, she's going to turn into a giant poisonous snake. So you see like this kind of like her kind of like disappear into the fog and mist and snow, and then you just see like this big like kind of snake head kind of appear where Rylin should have landed.
If no one else can understand speak with animals, I'm literally just going to point towards the alpha, the one that stepped forward, and say, that's the alpha, so that everybody just knows.
Gotcha.
And is going to kind of like slither forward and is going to hold her action for the first wolf that... hold her attack for the first wolf that comes forward to attack, kind of like a guard dog, but as a guard poisonous snake.
Sure. That brings us back to the top of the initiative, but before the wolves go, Rylin, as you see, there's a wolf that seems to be tensed, ready to pounce. Could we introduce our special guest for the evening, please?
Oh my goodness, a special guest.
Hello!
Friends of Diceburgh, we are happy to welcome D&D Heart to our table for the next 2 games. Hello!
Yay!
Double feature.
So, would you like to, I guess, describe what the party sees as you're rushing to their aid?
Okay. So as you guys see this person running out of the snow, she has these blonde ringlets that are just bouncing, and these bright green eyes, and she has freckles all over her face as she is running towards you guys, and her hand lights up in this golden light as she casts Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
I hope that's an okay description. I can do more later if I need to.
Perfect, that's fine.
Okay. Did have a question. Are we rolling on like real click-clacks, or are we doing all online stuff?
Whichever you prefer.
Rolling real quick clacks.
Oh yeah.
Miss my click-clacks.
That is going to be a 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Awesome. Heck yeah. Have to do math now. Well, that was disappointing. So that's going to be 9 damage.
9. All right.
And Wolf now has whoever attacks it next gets an advantage on it.
Excellent. Yeah. So you all see this. Ooh,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So you will see this individual rushing out of the woods, casting this bolt. The alpha wolf recoils as it's being hit and snarls back at the newcomer. You can see the shimmering light all around its body. Is there anything else you are doing on your turn?
No. That is going to be my full turn.
That brings us to the wolves, as the alpha wolf turns to see the newcomer. Oh, that's not going to hit. Yeah, you see he turns and there's a wolf, a couple of wolves that are coming in around the sides of you. No, neither one of those. That's a 2 and a 3 on the dice. Both snapping at you, but you're able to quickly turn your body and avoid both of the attacks. The rest of the wolves now setting down on the party.
Can I make my held action to attack since I said I was holding to attack one of the whatever attacked first?
You're probably closest to the alpha as it would attack you. Okay.
Then I'm going to let me see how far what my attacks are. Because I didn't actually look at this. Cool. Get a +6. Oh, I have 10 feet? Okay. Damn.
Snake.
Keep that in mind. My reach is 10 feet. Oh, that's so lovely. That's a 19 on the die for a +6. So I'm pretty sure that hits for a 25.
That's going to hit. Yep.
Okay. Cool. That is D4, and they must make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 14 on the con save.
Well, they don't take poison damage. They take half. So that's 2 points of piercing, and then they're not poisoned, but they do take. That's nice. 15 halved to 7 points of poison damage.
That's gonna do it on the Alpha Wolf after receiving that guiding blow hit from your new friend. As the snake, you coil back and strike. The Alpha Wolf lunging towards you, leaving its throat temporarily exposed. You're able to strike at its throat, feel it kind of go limp and fall down to the ground. That brings us. So it's not going to get that attack off, so never mind. And honestly, without their alpha... Yeah, so without the alpha, the other wolves are much more moved by Bayor's threats. You see, as soon as the alpha goes down, there's several more of the wolves that scatter off into the woods. You're still dealing with 4 of them that are attacking you here, as it is Celestina's turn.
Okay. Not knowing where this ray of light that came from the forest, that's probably going to be a bit more of my concern. But then I'm going to just go to the ones. Where are the wolves positioned? Where are they around?
So I'm going to say, just for simplicity's sake, there's there's one still at all 4 corners. One by you and Big G, one by Bayor, one by Rylin, and one by our new friend.
Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to start galloping the horse, and I'm going to try to swing and hit each one of them. Kind of like I take out my war pick and I lean down, and I'm just going to try to get a big swing, going to try to hit as many of the wolves as I can.
Sure.
Okay, so for the first wolf, probably the one that's close to me and Big G, that's going to be a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
All right, and that's going to be... Oh, that's not bad. 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
How's that wolf looking?
Not good. As your war pick seems like it's punctured in between 2 of its ribs, and it has found a soft spot in its side.
I'm willing to also take opportunity attacks each time that I run away from these things.
Okay.
I'm just going to start galloping, and I'm going to move to the one that's on Bayor, and then the one that's on...
That opportunity attack... Well, it's probably attacking your horse, so that's definitely going to hit horse.
Oh, no, the horse.
And your horse is going to take 11 points of damage.
Oh, my... Is the horse still up?
I believe the horse...
No one ever looks at the horse's HP.
I think it's 11, maybe 14.
Oh, no.
Mounts! I got it! Wait!
The horse might have just beefed it.
What kind of horse is it?
A draft horse, as this would be, has 19 hit points.
Oh, thank God.
It is.
God.
Yeah, it has a wound on its leg that might need tended to, but it's still able to run.
No, it's gone lame.
Probably what's going to happen is as it gets a little bit closer to the other wolf, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop off of the horse, and that's why I'm going to swing down and try to hit this other wolf.
Sure.
Can't you move faster than a horse?
I move 45 feet. That's going to be a 26 to hit this one.
26 is definitely going to hit.
That's going to be 10 piercing damage.
10. Okay.
Actually, what I'm going to do is the first time that I'm going to do this, I'm going to use a key point, and as I bring this down from the momentum, a thing that Kensei monks get at 6th level is they get, let me read what the ability is called. It is called, I think it's just an extent. Oh no, it's called One with the Blade, and I can use a key point to add an extra D6 of damage to my melee attacks. And so I'm just gonna swing down and kind of like rip into this guy, and that's gonna be now another 5 points of damage as this heavy swing comes, and I just bring it into this wolf.
That'll do it with the second swing connecting, knocking the wolf off of its feet. You see it fly a short distance before it lays motionless on the ground.
And for the last thing, because I used the key point, as a bonus action, I can make one more weapon attack. And from the snow, with the blood of this wolf on me, I'm going to run and try to just drive it into the last wolf that's going by Rylin, or by this big snake. That as I approach and I see this giant snake, definitely gives me pause because I've never seen a snake this big. Kind of freaking out a little bit, but recognizing there's bigger priorities, I'm just going to bring this down in one more hit trying to attack. And that is going to be a 13.
13 to hit will not hit.
I'm going to burn one more key point to add 2 to the attack. Does a 15 hit?
15 will hit.
Just focusing the aim, and that's going to be 6 piercing damage as I kind of just bring it down on this creature. And I brace myself ready to fight it. Or just
so you all see a blur through this small clearing as Celestina runs around, killing one of the other remaining wolves and very much injuring 2 of the other ones. Celestina, that brings us to Big G.
Okay, so you said that they're not looking like healthy, like they're hungry, right? Like malnourished. Right. Is the one next to me still alive?
It is. Yeah, it's still hanging in there. The one by Bayor.
I'm gonna take out half of my rations, and I'm gonna cast Friends on it, and I'll be like, "Oh, look at you, little guy. You're just a little hungry. Like I've been in your situation. I don't want to hurt you. You're just looking to, survive out in this harsh wasteland. How about you take this back? You go off, find your little pack, and you guys split it between each other. Okay?" I'm not speaking with animals at all. I'm just saying it out loud like it can understand me.
Isn't so? You attempt this, Big G. Unfortunately, at this moment, this creature is very much hostile towards you.
Oh, even with friends? Okay.
Yeah. Well, a caveat of friends is that it can't already be hostile.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that's fine. I still hand out. That is my turn. That is what my turn is going to be. I'm going to hand out the rations to see if it will take it in like a friendly gesture.
Sure. You see, the wolf does not appear to react right away. It just sort of snarls at you as it is Bayor's turn.
And how many remain?
There are 3. 2 wounded and 1 unwounded.
Okay, but the one like right in front of me was the one that dropped from
Yes, yeah,
Celestina.
that Celestina dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am gonna roar, which I do 1 per short rest. It's DC 14 Wisdom.
Everybody or just
else
wolves?
they are frightened. Just them. It's creatures of my choice.
I'm used to your roaring now. It's just Baylor.
So 2 are going to fail that. Right now, it is just the one that is next to Big G that is remaining as you hear this roar go through the clearing and the wolves scatter away, dealing with the rest of them. That brings to Rylin as there is one more wolf. I'm sorry.
So that's actually just a bonus action.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
I'm going to approach the remaining wolf and give it one more warning. Don't be foolish. 3 of your compatriots already lay in the snow. And meat is still warm. Let us pass. With them as you must. Live another day.
Did you just tell the wolf to do cannibalism?
It's a wolf. They do that.
That's fair. That is 100% fair. Animals do that.
Go ahead. Make an animal handling check here, Big G. Bayor, I'm going to give you advantage on it since that's the one that Big G was trying to convince.
Nice. All right, that's a 19.
19.
My first roll was a 4, so that's really good that it was advantage.
You see the wolf doesn't back down immediately, but Big G, you see it glances up at you two, and then its eyes go back down to those rations. And it appears to be very slowly inching its way up to you and then grasping onto the rations and then very slowly withdrawing before it
I just don't
turns.
move, and I let it do what it needs to do.
And that seems to be the trick, as it slowly backs away from you, and then once it feels like it's at a safe distance, it turns and rushes away into the woods. The scene going quiet again, except for the sounds of your breath panting against this wind.
I look at our new visitor. Where are they?
They're across the clearing. I was going to say it's a fairly small, it's not really a clearing per se. It's just a less dense area of the woods. So you're all within a fairly close conversational distance.
Were they, am I being mistaken here, were they a wolf and then they transformed, or did they just appear out of the fog?
No, it was just good timing.
Okay, cool. I was like...
Not that, at least, I'll say not that you noticed that they transformed from a wolf.
Yeah.
Okay,
People turning into animals, impossible. Could never happen.
I mean, Rylan's still a snake right now.
Actively a snake.
Oh, Rylin, I missed the part that Rylin became the snake. I thought she just summoned a snake.
No, yeah, Rylin turned into a big snake.
Truthfully, Big G would look at this and be like, yeah, I've seen weirder. Whatever.
Your legs are literally a chameleon right now.
Exactly.
Rylin transforms back into herself, dropping her wild shape.
So, I don't think that was 100% necessary, but good work, everybody. At least we're all still alive. Hello? You, with the magical light that came from your hands. Who are you?
Wait, I'm very hesitant of someone who just kind of showed up and used magic. So I was I'm thankful for the help, but I'm like, that's a person. That's a dangerous thing in this woods.
Big G would immediately run over and be like, that was so cool. How did you do that?
Be careful.
Well, it's just a smidgen bit of magic, that's all.
Magic?
That was some
I
good
know
old
magic.
time. You do? That is absolutely splendid.
Oh, isn't it?
It's pretty cool. Oh, you guys did real well taking out some of them wolves. You want to help drag those back to town? It's good eatings right there.
Sorry, who are you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. My name is Winks. I'm a leader down in the town just over yonder.
Where's over yonder? I've never heard of that city.
We're going to
Celestina.
Oswegot, not over yonder.
Yeah, that sure is my town.
You said that you're an official from that town?
Yeah, I'm the full-blown leader of that town. Me and my, fellow friends, we settled it.
Can I roll insight?
Sure.
Yeah.
I trust them. Yeah, they seem
I'm
they
jumping
seem
on
pretty
that
honest.
bandwagon.
14 on the insight, just because while I'm not necessarily thankful for this, it's definitely like that's a little. It's like but I guess we're all close to this now. But I'm 14 on the insight to be like.
Yeah, I got a natural 20.
Okay.
We see your badge that says Mayor of Oswegot.
Big G doesn't
I can't
trust
read it. I
one
can't read it
person.
though, so I don't know.
Balmora.
Balmora is great. I don't know why you have a problem with Grandma. Grandma's great.
But you trusted them on day one, so
Yeah.
the day that Big G does not trust someone on day one, it's on. It's on site.
Everybody's like, gear up.
Everyone immediately. So Winks, go ahead, roll and message me what you got, please. We've never done a whisper on stream before. We might have our first whisper.
Oh my goodness.
That's when everybody else deafens except for me because I need to hear it for the stream.
I don't even know what.
Oh wait, are we doing a reverse huddle? Should we all just get off the screen?
Oh, wait, I have headphones. So that doesn't do
Yeah. Should we deafen? Because if so, just like give a thumbs up whenever we get done.
I'll deafen. I'll do a check mark.
Yeah, I'll deafen.
Give us a second.
Oh my god. Yeah, just I'm deafening. Let me know when you need me.
One moment. All right. Erica, what'd you roll total?
I think we're all deafened.
Oh, Rylin?
Yeah?
What did you roll total?
Total would be for insight 25.
25. Okay. And then Celestina, Arizona, can you unmute? Can I unmute them myself? Hello, you're good.
Yes.
Oh, we said thumbs up. Thumbs up. We're good.
I really thought you were just encouraging me for a second there. I forgot immediately the code I gave you. I was like, wow, everyone's really enthusiastic and very excited. Sorry.
No, we're good.
So Rylin and Celestina, there is a lot going through your mind right now. You're in the middle of a strange place. This is a person you have never met before. You were just attacked by a bunch of really big wolves. But as far as you can, as you start to get a handle on the situation and your adrenaline starts to calm down and you can feel your heart settling in your chest, it's a little more like of a calmed situation.
I lay on hands to that horse while they're talking, by the way.
Please, sorry about my horse.
Speaking of which, can somebody stitch up this, and you just see, like, blood pouring out of my leg?
Oh my goodness.
Do that, too. I have enough, I believe. What's the total that I need to heal from the horse? Is 11.
I can take care of BG.
All right.
You just see as the pixie leaves my shoulder, and we'll go over and how much did you get done?
13, I believe, for him.
13.
11 for the horse.
25 total. Quick math.
All right. Let's see if I can get you all the way up.
Your chair.
Holy shit.
My chair?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was fucking creaky. Sorry, I didn't mean to call attention. I didn't mean to peel the veil back.
I got Big G, you're back up to full. And you also gain 3 temporary hit points as well.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
so you're actually over full.
You see Big G like stand straighter than he's ever stood up, and he's like, I am a god.
G grew 2 inches that day.
Okay.
But Probably at this point as well, you, Winks, in your mind, you're going to hear, like, all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, in the back of your mind, you feel a cold touch, kind of like going down your spine. As in your head, you hear, I don't really know who you are, but thank you for your help here. I apologize if I'm a little bit. Sorry if this is a little bit odd, as you just kind of hear in your mind immediately.
Well, that's interesting. But it makes sense that you don't really know me, considering we just met about 5 seconds ago. But don't worry about it. Y'all look pretty cold. Are you wanting to come back to town?
May I ask beforehand, what you said you're from Oswegot?
Over yonder.
Over yonder, my apologies.
Over yonder's just like over there, you know, so it is Oswegot. Yeah,
wait, so
that's
there's
where
over yonder and over there? Is it like neighboring towns?
It's the same. It's a different name
like
for the same town.
Right.
Bless your sweet little soul. You're so cute. All right.
But if you don't mind my asking, what are you, seeing like these woods dangerous? It seems apparently that these woods are pretty dangerous. What are you doing out here alone?
Oh, well, it's important to wander out. You got to get some hunting done, bring back food. Our farmlands aren't very good. So we got to hunt a little bit, get some stuff.
That's actually enough to convince us. Like, you know what? That's fair. It is a winter waste. It's a winter wonderland or winter wasteland, depending on your perspective. Crops are probably not going to do too well here. And yeah,
which is why I would very much appreciate if you guys could help me drag those wolves back to town, if you don't mind. Like, of course, if you want the meat, I'll back off. But we got little ones back home that are a little hungry.
Oh no,
I think Bayor's seeing that, with the winter storm. I guess.
I'm pretty sure you can take most of this. Honestly, the one thing that we might require is maybe keeping some of the furs. If that's okay with you.
Of course. Thank you. Oh, you guys are just the sweetest bunch of folks.
Yeah, probably load. Oh, you go ahead, please. My bad.
Well, you're very welcome. I don't think we've entered. Have you? Winks, right?
Winks.
Why don't we grab all of these things and drag them back to town? I know we have like some rope that will be helpful to just kind of tie everything together and literally drag them back to town.
I was gonna say I can definitely just put him on my horse and walk the horse, just through all those.
Don't you worry, Philip's got one.
Who's Philip?
Philip?
I just look at the chameleon.
I reach into its mind. Does Philip understand the language? I try to communicate with it.
I am understanding this as kind of like one of those Halloween costumes where you wear it and there's pants, but the pants are the horse legs.
The inflatable thing.
And then there's like little fake legs.
It's a full-on steed.
So it's a creature. It's not just an invisible illusion.
It's called Phantom Steed.
Okay.
It is. Essentially, I create a horse-like creature, which has the head of it's like, think about the Last Guardian, like that creature.
Never seen. Oh, okay.
But its eyes are the big, chameleon eyes, and the feathers are leaves. There's the dog head. This is what you all explained to Big G what a chameleon is. So he was like, "This is his mission's done. He's figured it out the world."
Again, it is the most accurate chameleon that Celestina has ever seen in his life.
Yes. So, according to the spell, it uses the stats of a riding horse. So, I don't believe it can speak a language.
I try to connect to it, and the listless void terrifies me, so I stop trying.
It redirects to my mind.
Oh, hey, Big G. It's a call center.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Winks. We're kind of a rambunctious bunch.
I want to be angsty and carry the alpha on my back.
Sure, yeah, Bayor, give me a strength check.
If I fail, I'll be like, I meant to do that.
Were these normal wolves or dire wolves? That's gonna make how amusing this is to me in my head.
So the alpha is a dire wolf. The other ones look like they're closer to the size of regular. wolves.
And I load the dead ones onto my horse, and I'll just start walking it with everyone.
14 plus 6, so it's 20.
20?
Did any of you need some rope to tie 'em down, or you got everything?
Believe it or not, we are very familiar with rope, as we all pull out our commemorative theme ropes and tie things up. We're very enthusiastic about our ropes here.
Oh, we got plenty of it.
Oh,
is there a little guy there behind Baylor?
Then, that's a.
Both of my children have come to say hello.
Oh, the little
Hello there. Howdy. Did they know that you just killed a dog?
They do not, and they didn't hear
so
it. So
Rylin, were you about to propose introductions?
Yes, but I was thinking maybe if we got kind of further away from, the storm and maybe in somewhere nice and warm into the city, then maybe we can introduce each other more eloquently.
That's fair.
Than
that is
screaming
smart.
over the winds.
Also, probably getting away from the stench of blood. Lots of things are hungry out here.
That's
yeah,
a good
what
idea.
she said.
Yeah.
Yes.
How far of travel do we have left until we get to the city? To the town.
Back to the city.
Yeah, how much? Yeah.
It's only about like an hour hike from here.
Oh, it's just about an hour hike from here.
Was I able? I was distracted by my children. Was I able to carry that dire wolf?
Yeah, Baylor, you struggle
way?
for a second, but you're able to eventually get it up into a fireman's carry, and you get the rest of the horses loaded up and with the wolves, and you hike back to Oswegot. This is probably going to be about the best chance we get to take a little break here. So we will be back in 5 short minutes. Don't go anywhere. Please.
Only 15.
I'm begging you, don't go anywhere.
I'll cry.
Yeah,
we'll cry. All of us here will cry.
Yeah.
Don't come back to 5% chance and Diceburgh here. We got a very special episode with our guest star, D&D. I know she's right above me, but she's down there in the actual this way. Amir, hello. Before the break, our party fought off some dangerous wolves in the forest, met up with Winks, the leader of the town Oswegot, and have made their way back into the town, as you can see behind me here on our background. Tucked away, the town itself is a very small town. There's no wall surrounding it. There's no gate to keep people out. You see there's a couple of guards on the outskirts of town. The forest sort of pinches in a little bit, creating a natural throughway into this small clearing where the town is, right at the base of these mountains. You can see there are a handful of buildings around. Like I said, it's a pretty small town. Population is probably less than 100 people or so, right around 100. You can see small farms are nestled up in the hills. Unfortunately, with this blizzard that has come in, it doesn't appear like there's many that are functioning right now, but they are there for when the weather is nicer. As you get closer to the town, you see several small homes and shops. There aren't a lot of large buildings within the city, but there is, it seems like towards the back of the town, a large circular temple with what looks like to be an open roof to it. Already from outside of the town, you can hear music that is playing within the town. You can see many of the buildings are decorated with these white and red winter flowers that have been made into garlands that are strung up along several of the buildings. You can see on one of the hillside, there's appeared to be a bunch of people that are sledding down the hill. And as you get closer, you can tell that those are kids just having fun on a snow day. It appears that there is some sort of festival or celebration or something that has taken over the town.
Thanks. Is this normal? Is this your normal every day? Or is this something special that's happening?
We're just having ourselves a good old festival. it's important to celebrate when we get lots of snow because that means if we have dry spells, then we'll have plenty of water running down off of the mountains.
Oh, so it's like
It's a nice little ceremony, just a nice little festival. Plus, it keeps, things can happen when the weather's this bad. People can get, real bummed out. So it's very important to keep, everybody's spirits up.
That's lovely. How long have you guys been doing these things?
Oh, for a very long time. I don't quite remember the exact date, but it's been a regular thing that we do around here.
Oh, that's lovely.
In Bear's mind, you're probably going to hear a quick thing, and I'm going to say, Bear, you have a shield, correct?
Yes.
Can I borrow your shield for a little bit?
I say nothing else. I just look to my horse where the shield is hanging on the.
Not interrupting their conversation. I start walking back a little bit, and in Big G's mind, he's gonna hear, hey, did I ever tell you how we used to pass a little bit of time in the winter in the valleys?
Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh well. No, I'm not going to spoil the surprise, but I kind of gesture a little bit to the kids sledding. I say, we'll have a little bit of fun later on. When the kid's going down, and as I grab Beor's shield off of his horse, and I say, we're going to have a little bit of fun later.
If I'm still connected to you, I would also suggest that there are those the chitin pieces that I was holding him up on at that last party. Apparently the chitin pieces are just, they bring jovial time, because the last time that we used the chitin, it was when we both got drunk. So I guess this is another good opportunity to bring them out.
Yeah, I probably am gonna just start grabbing a few of those and try. I rolled a wisdom thing to see how well I can control my excitement. I rolled a 3. I'm very excited about being in, seeing that, as Celestina's like, oh my god, I'm so excited.
Celestina. What if we could rig something on there, handles, so it'd be a little easier? Winks.
That's a little bit too far. I mean, crazy handles. You don't understand exactly what I'm suggesting, because the point of it is the no control.
Oh,
that's what it's
Never mind, Winks. I was gonna ask you if there's a tinkerer in your town, but we don't need it anymore.
You see Rylin,
is there a doctor though?
Feeling their excitement to do all of these things, but is very hard set on, do I have fun or do I stay on path? So it's
a after the fact,
it's like that mom watching their kids run through the toy store kind of situation, seeing how much joy they're having, but then also realizing they could break anything at any moment and may not be able to afford whatever they break. That is essentially what Rylan's going.
Yeah.
Oh, Celestina.
Yes?
I have an idea. We'll get to it.
Got you. We have business to take care of, but if we're going to be here, if we have to spend the night here, we'll go take a quick. I'll show you what's going on.
We're spending the night here.
I mean, if you guys are wanting to go sledding down this, I do got another shield. I can't exactly go sledding right now. She's kind of just to her clothes, and she's wearing this white dress that's this thick upper bodice, but it's, for the festival. But you are more than welcome to use my shield if you guys want to take a little slide.
Let's get our things set down and get everything prepared. And again, trying my best to in Big G's mind, you're yes.
Big G starts vibrating.
But I tried my best again with a not doing well, but trying to be I understand. We should probably take care of what we need to first before doing anything else.
Well, now that we're in town, I just realized, Winks, it's nice to meet you. We haven't properly introduced ourselves.
Did we make it to the building yet, or are we still outside?
We're walking and talking.
Yeah.
Winks, it's nice to meet you. My name is Geralt, but since we're on a first name basis, now you're my friend, and my friends call me Big G.
Oh, all right. Big G, got it.
Yeah.
I'll just put that down in my noggin. I will not call you Geralt.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna lean over to whoever's standing close to me and be like, what happens if you call him Geralt?
You don't want to know. You don't
Okay.
want to know what happens.
Okay, all right, that's good enough.
Celestina gets deadly serious, and it's like, you don't want to know.
Okay, all right. I can respect that. Okay.
Mhm.
You know, I once had somebody call me Winky, and I absolutely despised it. So.
Oh, then we see eye to eye. So wings, big G.
If you look up.
Perfect.
Anyway, we continue on.
Oh, is nobody else gonna introduce themselves?
I assume we were doing so, like as we make our way into the I assume wherever we're going. I say, I guess it should. Sorry about that a little bit. My name is Celestina, and you said your name was Winks, and I offer a hand.
Yes, that is a lovely name. And she grabs your hand, and shakes like rigorously.
Oh yeah, I match it.
Like, just like really excitedly.
Oh, enthusiasm! It's nice to see it out here.
Of course.
You could probably see that, like, Celestina, it just kind of this kind of very small town in the mountains, just being a bit more reminiscent. You do see that Celestina has probably lowered his guard just a little bit from just. It reminds him of home. Yeah, and just kind of like continuing on. And I kind of like actually probably leaning towards Rylin. Rylin, we needed to actually. I think this actually, like, kind of in your mind, mentally, not here saying this out loud, is like, we needed to meet the leader of this town, correct? To talk to them?
I think we already have.
No, exactly. So I think that, what is it that we needed to do again? Just to make sure?
I think we just really needed to touch base to make sure that they were okay with the imposing threat. And, get some supplies as we make our way further in towards the opposing threat.
Understood. What time of day is it?
Right now it's probably right around noon. Your encounter with the wolves was probably closer to the morning for their breakfast. And just because I know we never clarified it, the specific things that the camp is looking for would be medicine or any kind of like steel or iron ore that they could get so that your blacksmiths could repair items and several of the wagons that needed repairing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, as you all make your way into the outskirts of town, you see that there are people in the streets. There's music coming from different households. It seems like a lot of the houses actually have their doors open to the storm. Snow, and you can see snow and wind is blowing stuff in through the front door, but there's large hearth fires that are roaring inside. There's also large bonfires outside where you can see people congregating and talking. They're eating various foods. Most of like the market that would be in the front of town is just empty carts right now, with a few like root vegetables or whatever was left in them from the previous day of trade.
If you will.
Yes.
Oh, please go ahead.
Firstly, yes, my name is Bayor. That's it.
The pleasure.
But it strikes me as odd, this town in the middle of an uncivilized place that we've been traveling through. This savage, untamed land where the plains seem to cross each other. It is a wonder that you get on so well.
Yep, you know, we found ourselves this nice little crevice in the mountains that kind of helps keep us a little bit protected. So we're pretty well off here, aside from, you know, our farmlands aren't too great sometimes. But, you know, we think too, and we're happy here.
The tenacity of men will surprise you, Bayor. We spring up everywhere.
That is true. One thing that I know that the camp had need of was aurochs for our caravans. We had lost a few in some of our attacks in the camp. Do you by chance trade in any of those kinds of animals or any other kind of draft animals that could pull carts?
have some animals laying around here and there. We also have ore and different things like that. Obviously, we live right next to a mountaintop. But yeah, I think we could probably go talk to some of the farmers and the ranchers and see if they have any animals that we're willing to begin trading with. What would we be getting in return, though? It is important that, it's a fair trade. Do have a town to look after all.
Oh, well, you can have this. And I just, toss over 15 platinum.
That's a lot of fucking money.
You're just throwing it around.
Oh, well, oh my, that's
normal, right? That's a normal amount to give.
Listen, darling, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. This is a lot of money. You sure you want all this?
I turn to Celestina and I go, "What? You didn't warn me before now?
You threw it before I could even say anything. What do you mean that I warned you?
I've thrown gold this entire adventure. What do you?
That's gold. That's different. This is big gold that you throw.
I just thought it was different color because it was like if you open a pack of Pokemon cards, you get a rare card. I don't know.
Wait, whoa. What's a Pokemon? Geralt, what is a Pokemon?
It's like
cards you talk about.
Cards? You don't know.
Wait, don't.
I pull out my pristine sleeved pack of Pokemon cards.
I actually know the Underdark culture.
I actually probably look at Big G. I say, Big, those coins? How many times have you given out those coins specifically?
Never. But I've given out a lot of gold. At least 60.
I think back to all the times that Big G and I struggled to get a good meal, and I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. We made do.
Remember Three Rivers Watch when somebody had an accident on the ground, and then I just handed over all my gold to the dude? That was 20 gold.
That was 20 gold?
Yeah, I thought that was normal.
Celestina takes a second and is just like, it's okay. You're learning. Perfectly fine. In the future,
turn to Winx and I go, teach me the ways of money.
Well,
please,
first off, I'm gonna give this back to your sugar cube, and she's gonna hand you all the money back. I think we could actually probably use more food if you have well-off farmlands. Like I said, our farmlands aren't doing too well. That would be.
We should probably make a quick caveat to all of these things. We're travelers. We don't really have a set home.
Well, in that case, we'll just take gold and I'll make trades with somebody else.
Yes. There are things that we could probably do maybe to help fortify your farmlands if some of us get a good night's rest.
That'll be absolutely wonderful. Yeah, they just don't do quite well out here. But we do have plenty of work animals, so I would be more than happy to trade those with you if that's what you're needing.
Let's see what we can do for you in other ways to maybe not just trade all of our resources.
Yeah, of course, understandable. You're very logical. I like that. You're so smart.
Thank you. I'm very new to this world, so it kind of comes in handy. So you were saying that you are in need of help with your farmlands. Is there any other maybe tasks that we can do to help in these dire times for you? We're really good with our more capabilities than our monetary supplies.
Well,
supplies in general.
I mean, supplies in general are always absolutely wonderful. So, the farmlands was the big one. I'm sure if any of you are a nice seamstress making some clothes, nice warm clothes, would be absolutely wonderful. But, we'll see what we do with the farmlands. But you know what? I think we've talked a lot of business. How would you guys like to enjoy some of the festivities?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you're willing to obviously show us around first so that we get a little bit of the lay of the land. What is this festival for, actually, if you don't mind my asking?
Oh, we just call it, the Festival of Frost. It's just for all this, snow, because like I said, these kind of weather can make people really down in the dumps sometimes. So we try and keep the festivities high, the spirits high. And like I said, it is very important to have snow because the runoff helps us in the dry seasons.
This isn't the normal level of snow. Just making sure as well, this isn't the normal level of snow for you, correct? Or is this it's been a bit brutal lately.
I mean, it's a little rough, but the more snow, the more we'll have when the dry times come. Yeah.
In Rylan's mind, you probably hear immediately is like, I don't know if they know about the dragon yet. Should we?
You hear back immediately. No, they don't know about the dragon.
Should we keep it that way?
I'll talk to Link separately.
Understood. But then I will do my best to keep a positive air around it all. And then almost as if just like taking a moment to think, and I say, I'm very excited as well to be a part of your festivities. But kind of looking around, how do we celebrate it here?
We just have a lot of fun. We have several people. So much like you folk, I used to be a bit of an adventurer myself. And
Is he a
me and my fellow.
Dangerous profession.
Big G lose 50 experience points.
No.
No.
I can't wait to level up before you. That'd be the worst way to find this is an EXP game. That'd be the worst way to find out.
I apologize.
Well,
Continue on, Wings.
Well, what was I saying again? I was saying something.
You were an adventurer before.
Oh, yes, I was an adventurer before. And me and my fellow party members, we all kind of settled this town. So they all enjoy running some of the big festivities that go on here. We got like a chili cook-off and kind of like a music competition, if any of you are interested in that. We also got like an archery contest and a sparring contest. We also, there's we have a kids' little hobby hunt thing, kind of like hide and seek. It's a lot of fun for those little ones. And we also have like ice cream competitions, sled contests, snowman building competitions. It was just a lot of exciting stuff that we just have going on around here. So, I mean, anything strike your fancy, I can show you around. We can each see a little bit of everything and see if you want to join any of the contests.
Did you say snowman building competition?
A snowman building competition, there sure is. So cute.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Bayor, do you want to go do that?
I think I might oblige in that activity, yes.
Me unintentionally splitting the party.
Oh, yes.
100%. Can I have a quick DM question?
Totally.
Besides this storm that has kind of like rolled in, for the time that Rylin has been on this plane, has she ever really seen snow? And if she hasn't, is this kicking up some like residual things for her?
So the kingdom of Solbari, even being like at the south of the continent, still gets a fairly full range of season.
Okay.
So you've definitely seen snow before. This is probably like at a combination of the storm from the dragon as well as being up in the mountains here. This is probably the most snowfall any of you pretty much have seen. But it's not something totally brand new.
Okay. All right. Just because of like the recent knowledge of the lost child of the Winter Court coming through and her like trying to piece things together, I was wondering kind of more of where she sits if this is just weird to her.
There's definitely a moment that as you stand out in this snow, as all these people, the town is happy, right? This is since you all left Solbari, probably one of the few moments that people are just relaxed. Like, there's not a whole lot of leisure to be had in the Mirenfeld camp. People are happy. People are relaxed. Rylin, you stand out and you hold out your hand, and there's a snowflake that falls into your palm and melts there. And there's a feeling of nostalgia that washes over you.
Okay. All right, cool. We're on the same page. Just making sure. Okay. Continue, sorry.
Beor, I want to build a snowman.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Really do.
Let's go and play.
You said that there was an archery competition?
There is. Yeah, that is actually hosted by one of my fellow adventurers. In fact, all these things are, hosted by my fellow adventurers. But yes, there is a sparring and an archery contest. I have notes that I keep looking at.
Gee, would you mind? Would you want to see? Would you want to come and check out the archery competition and afterwards, and maybe? I guess they said the name of it, but or would you be interested in learning about sledding? To get things set up. Probably not for the competition, but at the very least to introduce you.
I definitely would be interested. It seems like a very interesting craft, and I point my finger, and in your head you hear, I want nothing more than to sled down that hill.
Yeah, just like Celestina's head nods, like, I get it, I understand. I'm very much... We have to be calm. We cannot be too excited in someone else's festivities until the festivities begin. But I'm excited. This is the first time that we've gotten to... This is probably the first time we've gotten to relax since, like, enlisting in this. Like, proper, like, going through, like, something like this, and I'm like...
Before we begin, where do you want the thing that's on my back?
Oh, yes, we want to drop off these.
I'm so sorry. Well, let's go, let's take him to Walter. He's our local butcher. We'll just drop him off at his door. I'll get him. He's just right over here. She'll just kind of lead you down some streets. And actually, maybe we should take one to Millie. She owns a tavern. She might want to make, like, a wolf stew or something with it. Okay, so we're going to put most of them here, and then we're going to take one of them right across the street over there. Is that all right?
I'm actually very hungry, so going to the tavern would be perfect.
I will make sure when they're butchering them that they save some of the fur for you, all right?
That'd be lovely, thank you.
Perfect, of course. I mean, it's the least I can do. This is a lot of food for us. I would never have been able to bring all this back by myself. I probably wouldn't have been able to catch any of this at all. There's a lot of wolves.
We're good at what we do.
You're very good.
Yeah, probably helping lead these things there, doing everything as well to just kind of keep from literally imploding from excitement to go to teach Big G about sledding.
As we're walking, I kind of run up to kind of keep pace with Winks.
I just want to thank you again for your hospitality and letting us into your city and to kind of enjoy the festivities. I know that it's been a long time since we've had a moment to kind of honestly breathe. Actually.
Sugar Billy, you all deserve it, clearly.
Thank you.
It's always the more the merrier, what I say.
That's a wonderful sentiment. Towards the end of the evening, though, or before we leave, I do want to speak with you about kind of what is the real nature behind this storm. Not to bring a damper to your day, but...
Oh, okay. Well, we can talk later when we're settling down for the evening, if that's all right with you.
That sounds great. I don't want to ruin your festivities.
Trot past saying, I'm going to build a dragon.
So you all carry the wolves over to Walter's, set them down. He asks you to take them back to the back of his shop where he has sort of his butchering station outside.
on, yeah.
And setting down most of the wolves there, you take the alpha with you over to Millie's Tavern. You can smell, even as you're approaching the tavern, the scent of several different chilies hits your nose, and the sound of this just raucous crowd inside. You can hear it. As you enter in, you see there's a long table along the back wall that is set up with 5 different large pots of chili. Each one of them, there's one of the townspeople standing behind, talking to their friends, talking about like the special ingredients that they've included in the chili. There's a small stage on the other end that has been set up, and you can see it's a sound very reminiscent of karaoke, as townspeople do be getting up and singing their favorite songs. There's a one gnome with a banjo that is doing his best to play accompaniment to everyone who's playing, but he's only doing so well. He can only play so many songs.
I get it.
You've entered into this tavern party spot here.
Oh, this is Millie's. She is the one who's hosting the music competition and the chili contest. Chili's real great for you in these kinds of times. Keeps you warm, warms the soul.
And you can see there's a human that passes by wearing an apron. She's got a rag slung over her shoulder. She sees you, Winks, as she stops by and goes, Winks, you're back already. Did you find some stragglers out in the woods?
I did, and they managed to take down several wolves, so we brought one back for you. The rest of them are with Walter, but I figured one big one would be good for you.
Where do you want us to set this?
Yeah, please take it back. And she kind of points to the kitchen, double kitchen door. She says, if you'll take it back there, just set it down on the counter. I'll butcher that. Thank you very much.
Bayor, give me a hand.
And do please save the pelt. These fine folks would like to take that.
And she kind of waves as she's clearly being drawn off to go back to her bartending duties. She goes, you know how we do around here, Winks. We use every part of everything.
Of course.
Drop the wolf off.
As I set the wolf down, I am going to have a little private moment, kind of like touching nose to nose with the wolf. I don't say anything, but it's just kind of like one of those, I'm an animal, you're an animal, died, that sucks, but hey, you're not hungry anymore, kind of moments.
Glass half full.
Yeah.
Sure. And as you wander back out from the kitchen, you hear Millie yell from behind the bar, now y'all are staying for the ceremony, right?
Ceremony?
I'm gonna build a dragon.
Yeah, the ceremony?
Well, yeah, the big end of the festival tonight, the ceremony of frost.
It's a grand finale.
Oh, we haven't been informed about this. What is the celebration of frost?
That's what this whole thing is kind of about, celebration of frost, and the ceremony of frost is our big finale. I was hoping to surprise you guys. It's a nice big show and you're gonna love it.
Honestly, Celestina, while trying to maintain an air of composure, is probably going to be a bit like a little bit odd about like the word ceremony there being like, But other than that, just keeping up appearances.
Oh, can I make an insight? I don't know why I'm getting tingly about the ceremony.
Yeah, specifically the word ceremony is what's like throwing.
Is secretly getting married.
I get it.
Winks, what happens at the ceremony?
Well, I said I wanted to keep it a surprise.
Oh, if you don't want to spoil it, I don't want to spoil it. I'm just curious. I might have some things to like help out with it. I just want to see if I can help out with your fun.
We do it all the time, but we definitely got this all under control. We do it all the time. It's real grand.
I'm very
26.
excited.
A 26.
Would I be able to also roll insight on this?
Sure, yeah.
I am refusing to roll insight. All that Bayor is focused on
25.
is making a dragon
So-
out of snow.
Based off of the conversation between Millie and Winks, it just seems like this is an odd, like it's just an odd name for this ceremony. I
am only looking for enough to kind of just glancing at other people, seeing like how they are when like the word ceremony and everything, but probably just more off put by the word than anything else. Yeah.
Gotcha.
If my feeling can be dissuaded, then I'm gonna try to relax a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Eorp has already started trying chili. That's how comfortable he is about all this situation.
Yeah, so Celestina, you can kind of see there's a couple people around the bar area that like perk up at the name Ceremony of Frost. So they're like, oh yeah, the show tonight. Rylin, they're clearly not telling you what the ceremony is, but it's coming off as a little more of, I don't know, immediately playful in your mind. That there's some secret about the ceremony that they are very excited to show you later on.
Yeah, Rylin doesn't really like secrets.
Burning Man! We have discovered this campaign's version of the Burning Man Festival. We're gonna light a giant 20-foot effigy of, I assume, a snowman on fire.
That's what all the snowmen just gonna get burned.
Just gonna chuck them in at the end to put the fire out.
All right. She kind of calms a little bit with her tingle, like her senses being more just, it's fine, it's playful, okay.
I poke my head back into the kitchen window and say, Rylin, do you like red bean chili? This one particularly very spicy. Try some.
Really spicy, you say?
Reach through the window. I'm gonna get another bowl.
Oh, I bet that's Fernando's chili. It's always so good.
Fernando, have a bowl.
I'll probably, if you say it's spicy, I'm definitely gonna try it.
As this line forms behind this half-elven gentleman, a very neat little mustache and beard on his face, as he's just sort of standing over this pot of chili, beaming at it.
You are a very little, very proud man, and I like your chili. Can I have another bowl?
Oh, well, sure thing. I made enough for the whole town.
Is your name
that's a lot of chili.
Oh, chili.
What? They take the chili very seriously in Oswegot.
Is your name Fernando?
See, when warms the soul.
I'm asking if his name is Fernando.
Oh, yeah, my name's Fernando.
I offer my ginormous paw. My name is Beor. Well met.
He extends it. He goes, Beor, y'all are not from around here, are you?
I am not. I do not live here.
And he kind of chuckles and smiles and says, well, y'all came at a great time. Festival's one of the highlights of the year here in Oswegot.
Timing is usually not our strong suit, but today it is, it seems.
Well, hey, I hope I'll see you around. I hope you don't mind. I'm not trying to be rude. I gotta go fill my pot back up.
Of course.
Hey, or snowman?
Snowman. I take my bowl with me.
I lean over to, I actually probably will just turn over to Winks. Where would I go to find out more about this archery competition? As I kind of like shoulder my bow a little bit. I'm a decent shot. I'd like to believe. Oh, you're muted if you're trying to speak.
Classic. Well, you're gonna want to go see Ogre. He's a big old dwarf. Loves the beer, but he's the one who is hosting the sparring and archery contest. I can take you over to see him now.
It's a sparring contest as well?
Yeah, there's archery and sparring contests.
I should not participate in the sparring contest. It wouldn't be fair.
I'm going in.
But
we'll do the archery contest.
Did you see what I could do to those big old things?
You should participate. I think you'd have a great time.
My God, can Big G just be the announcer and just illusion the mic coming down and being like, and in this
Bing,
corner.
I would like you to remember that for a sparring contest, we don't try not to actually hurt anybody.
That's why I'm not participating.
I saw y'all taking on those wolves, and a lot of these folks are just simple townsfolk, so we don't want to hurt anyone.
I thought it was pretty nice to those wolves.
Flashback to Celestina blending into the night.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Where
only one
is
of them
the
ended up leaving, so.
snow creature competition happening?
The snow?
Rylin is just like on Bayor's shoulders, just shouting for the snowman competition at this point.
For the sled competition, the snowman building competition, and what did I have to say? Ice carving competition. That's going to be Gordon. They're a tiefling. They are the ones that's hosting all that fun little stuff.
All right. Look up to Rylin. We must find the horned one.
Just like looking out, like over the crowds. Like she's like currently like is using like her shape water to just like toss snowballs like back and forth between her hands.
Do you have a bowl of chili in your hand?
No, I think yeah.
Just scoop some in a spoon and just reach up.
So we got Bayor and Rylin going for the snowman competition, and Celestina and Big G headed for the archery competition, correct?
Yep. Archery competition, and then afterwards, I'm not in the sledding competition. I'm going to take Big G towards like one of the hills to just teach a little bit about sledding.
I'm there to
Gotcha.
be a cheerleader for Celestina.
And Winks, what are you going to be doing while they explore the town here?
That's a good question. Yeah, maybe I'll just be kind of going back and forth and checking on both of them, making sure they're having fun and making sure that they're not accidentally killing my townspeople in the sparring contest.
Yeah,
it's a wise move with this group.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we're gonna start with Celestina and Big G over at the archery competition. You see, there is a dwarf. He is in full plate armor. He's got a rust-colored beard that hangs all the way down to his waist. Two very ornate braids coming off of it. As you see him go, all right. Anyone else entering the archery competition?
Are you accepting out-of-towners?
Are you? I don't see why not. If you wanna try your hand at besting our archers.
I want to take a quick glance. Who's competing? Who's like lining up for the competition? Give me their names and full backstories.
There are 4 other competitors who are here right now. 2 of them look like probably middle-aged. They're wearing like leathers underneath their cloak. Very obviously 2 people who are very used to hunting out in the wilderness. There is it looks like a younger member of the town's guard who stands there. She's wearing some fairly new looking polished armor as it's all like done up for the festival here. And then there is a younger halfling boy who looks like he could still be in school almost, who's standing there with a short bow and just like beaming at everyone.
I was about to say, if you were about to say there's a Kenku with like a yellow sun hat, I'd be like, you better bow out now. That's Robin Hood in disguise, man. Seen that one before.
I probably line up, probably not going towards like the younger ones, probably just going towards the more experienced one and say, excited to meet you. The name is Celestina and hope we have a good competition.
Both of them kind of look over you. They kind of give a furrow to their brows as they look back and forth to each other, and then both shake your hand and introduce themselves. Excuse me. The one of them looks over and goes, yeah, it's nice to meet you. My name's Will. This is my brother Ted, and we're two of the trackers around town here.
Ooh, an important job. And I kind of turn to the others. Probably the other, like the people who looked a little bit less experienced in this, and I'm probably gonna extend the hand out. May we have a good competition today? I'm excited to see different styles of archery as well.
Oh, yeah, we're the younger halfling boys. Like, I've been practicing really hard for this all year round. I'm not gonna miss the target again this year.
I'm rooting for you. If anyone's, I kind of get a little lower and say, if anyone's going to win, then besides myself, I hope it's you. And I kind of tap him on the shoulder.
And you hear Orgroff go, all right, last calls. All right, first shooter up, Will. And he points. Will stands up. He knocks an arrow. Taking his breath, you see him inhale and exhale, and he lets the arrow loose, and it lands on the outskirts of the target. And you see he kind of curses under his breath as he goes back. The next, his brother, he did better than his brother did. As Ted's arrow goes over top of the target, landing somewhere behind, kind of sticking itself into the wall of the building behind it. You can see he's this damned wind. The next up is the younger member of the town's guard, and you see she steadies her breath, steadies her bow, fires an arrow, and it lands just on the outside of the center circle bullseye. Not quite a bullseye, but very, very close. The halfling goes next, and he, unfortunately, his arrow also shoots wide and goes off target. And you see he kind of gets really down on himself for a second as he walks away. Orgroff looks at you and goes, all right, out-of-towner, you're the last one up.
All right. Let's have fun here. And so, go ahead.
Can I do something as they're walking up?
Sure.
So I'm already disguised self as Big G, but like in a silver and purple cheerleader outfit, like full spandex. And I go, Celeste, they're the best. Celeste, they're the best. And I give them a bardic inspiration.
Celestina, you are still rolling this at disadvantage, by the way.
Okay. And how much do I add for the bardic inspiration?
It is 1d6.
Okay, I'll add that afterwards. So that's going to be either a 27 or that is actually going to reduce it down because that's a 5 plus an 8, so 13. Plus I'm going to add the d6. Oh, perfect. That was a 6. So that's going to be a rolling a 5 on the die. That's going to be a 19.
A 19.
As I walk up and I'm like, it's going to be fun. And I get deadly serious as I just kind of stomp the foot forward. And I'm actually even going to deft aim. It's going to add an extra d4 of damage as the arrow is going to sink deep into this target with a 19. Just.
And sure enough, as you let your arrow loose, it soars through the air. It embeds itself about halfway down the shaft of the arrow, just inside from the young guard's arrow, closer to the center. As you see, there's shouts and cheers that go up, and everyone goes, out of towner!
Is there more than one round, or?
There are, yeah, but for sake of brevity, we'll say that you continue on the rounds. Celestina,
Did the little kid make it in?
No, absolutely not.
He did not.
Oh.
No, he got trashed.
He shot the worst out of all of them, unfortunately.
You know what? For his second
Celestina
shot,
ate
I'm
his
going to give
lunch.
him a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Celestina's eating his lunch right now.
Is just barely going to get him on the board there, Big G, as his arrow does land on the target. You see he turns back around, just big old wide eyes.
Seeing him do well, Celestina takes the competition seriously and crushes him. No. takes off the cloak and gets real serious. No, but I'm definitely gonna keep a very serious arrow while shooting, just out of respect for the craft of archery, always taking it very seriously.
Sure.
And you don't have to cut to me, but I will end up watching the sparring competition.
Okay, gotcha. So as Celestina and Big G continue their competition, we're going to cut over to Beor and Rylin, who already, you're a little bit late to this snowman building contest. As you can see, there are people like kind of like those sandcastle competitions where they're like really big, in-depth, ornate, like sculptures. People have gone all out for this.
Rylin, it looks like we're out of our league.
We are not out of our league. I am one with water, and snow is water. We are going to crush it.
Yes.
This is like the first time you've really seen like Rylin get super serious about something.
Do you want the rest of this chili?
Yes, please. Takes it, like not even with a spoon. Like,
jeez, maybe I should have been watching these guys.
I say, surprise snow Asimar, and I just face first into the snow, with you still on my back.
Bayor, you pick yourself up, brushing snow out of your mane and your fur. I guess I should ask, how are you going about building the snowman?
So I think we just kind of
huddle.
Like, all right. So, I mean, I can do like 5 feet, 30 feet away, and just like kind of like every like so often, like just bring like a huge pile of snow in, and then as we get this giant pile of snow, we can start like packing it and kind of like carving away to like make this like lovely dragon.
Yes.
You still want to do a dragon, right?
Yes, a massive dragon, sitting like on instead of it being sitting on a pile of gold, it's like sitting on this city or this town. Like the town is its hoard.
Wait, no, we probably shouldn't be that scary because like that might actually happen. So like maybe we just like keep it.
That would be like an omen. We don't want that.
Yeah, let's not scare people right away.
What if it's
they have no idea.
A really fat dragon, like a
happy
dragon?
What if its hoard is the soup?
Oh, yes.
All right. So giant bowl of chili.
What if we put chili in the soup? I could go and get one of the. I could go get what's his name?
Oh, wait. Why don't we? What about this? What if we like kind of also like build a bowl, but instead of soup, I can just make it just stay water and have the outside still stay frozen.
I think that would work. Yes.
All right. Let's try.
Let's do it.
Okay, go ahead. Each of you give me a performance with advantage since you're using your magics to help you craft this snowman.
All right, I'm using my two icy die.
I got a
How's
16
that big
and
bowl
a,
of chili?
16 and a 17. I don't even know what I have in performance. Plus
That's a natural 20.
I have
so many natural 20s tonight.
I have 20 die that I rolled, and I have not rolled the same one twice.
I have an unnatural 20. I rolled 17 plus 3.
All right.
Now, I want to go grab some Fernando's chili and make it like it's like the actual chili bowl.
So, heading into this competition, diving headfirst into your creation, trying to work a little bit of overtime since you're behind everyone else. You're quickly able to shovel snow into this large pile as you begin compacting it away. You're making a very good-looking dragon. Like, even in your mind, you don't know if you thought this would turn out as well as it's turning out. You kind of peek around, and there is one group that is building, like, it looks like an entire snow facsimile of the town itself, like with the mountains and all the little buildings, and the buildings are all like you can see very good details in them. So this group is definitely giving you a run for your money, but you're doing pretty good.
Good call on not using the village as the thing that the dragon sits on. Like, we would have just been copying what they were doing.
We're going to cut back to Arizona and Big G as you finish up the archery competition. Celestina, the clear winner in the archery competition. No one can even come close to you. In fact, Ted comes over to you afterwards and is asking you for some like pointers on how you hold. He saw how you held your bow, and he's like, what was the grip that you had on your bow?
it doesn't exist in this world, but it's Mongolian style where you kind of hold it in a different way. But a big thing is you're going to want to visualize where you are on the target. Once you hit the point of archery, you don't really need to aim as well. You're going to be using a lot more instincts. Also, another thing, you are tightening very high on the kind of grip there. Loosen the grip and use the strength of the bow pulling back to help do that. As you're gripping tight, your muscles are naturally causing it to shake a little bit less, but if you use the curvature of your hand here and pulling back in can help reduce that. While practicing that, I recommend a little strap for your wrist so that way if you accidentally drop the bow, it doesn't fall after you release the arrow, but that might help you a little bit.
You can see he kind of like fiddles with it and he's like, oh, it feels a little bit weird in my hand, but yeah, I think I could get the hang of that. Thank you.
It's going an important thing to know as you're learning a new thing. You might not notice you're doing as well as you used to at the beginning of this, but work through that and build a more accurate form, and eventually you will be able to get there.
Sounds good. You know a lot about this.
I've been training for a while now.
There aren't really any prizes other than bragging rights that are offered.
I don't go for any prizes, definitely. I'm just kind of having fun here.
Sure. There's a couple of different faces that enter the sparring competition. It's actually the younger guard that was in the archery competition that comes out on top, and you can see people like, oh, man, Christina, it's not fair when Christina spars. She's better than everyone else.
I'm gonna watch. I'll watch their fight first.
Oh yeah, and she's a very natural swordsman. You can see like there's definitely training behind her strikes, but a lot of it, as you said, is sort of feels like intuition. Towards the end of this competition, as you make your way up to the sledding hill, as you get to the top of this sledding hill, you can see all of the other younger kids are sledding down the hill. As you reach, you actually see Winks, who is up at the top of the hill talking to the person, a dragonborn individual who seems to be overseeing this sledding competition.
Okay, I could probably wave over and just kind of like say howdy. Oh, there, Winks.
Hey, you guys deciding to go do your sledding thing?
We're going to do some just normal sledding. I just wanted to ask, where would we want to set up so that we don't accidentally interrupt the competition?
Oh, I just go, a few, maybe like about 10 feet away from everybody else. I'd hate for you to accidentally run to one of the youngins and,
Well,
that's
Celestina. I would love to be part of a competition.
We're more than willing to get you involved, but would you like to try it before you go into the game?
No, I'm pretty good at these things.
Go right in.
I pick up on these things pretty quickly.
All right. Then,
you guys gonna join the competition then?
I fully volunteer.
Tell you what, Big G. I'll go with you as well. Trying my best again to kind of conceal my grin of like, oh, it's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna.
Can you ride with me, Celestina?
You don't want another. If you don't want another person in case something happens, you're gonna want to make sure that it's just you.
Upon knowing that these guys are gonna be going sledding, I'm gonna start motioning the children to move away from them a little bit and switching them around so they're next to adults instead of your kids.
Yeah.
I look at a kid and I go.
Wait, I have a question. I have a question. In the sled competition, who is participating in the competition? Is it just kids or is it like adults as well?
It is a good 90% kids.
Oh yeah,
we've got kids in the bag.
Seeing that, Celestina's gonna be like, tell you what, you participate in the competition. I'm going to sled with around, but I won't be in the competition.
That's a deal and deal.
And as you both get lined up on the starting point, the Dragonborn comes up to you, Winks, and goes, it's been a while since you competed, Winks. You used to be the best sled rider in all of Oswegot.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, this long dress. I mean, I suppose I could tie it up.
She kind of gives you an elbow and hands you over a sled, and she goes, go have some fun. You earned it.
Oh, Oh, okay, all right. And she'll like tie her dress about her hip, and she'll get ready to go down sled.
So you see the dragonborn, whose name is Axildor. She stands in front, and she kind of holds her arms out, and she goes, "Sliders, ready? Go!" And everyone pushes off down the hill. I need dexterity checks from all of you. Just a straight up dexterity check.
Okie dokie.
11.
15.
I got a 5.
5. Excellent.
I'm using Bayor's shield, and I beef it.
I'm using the chitin, the one that Bayor like lifted me up on. I have an attachment to this. I know how it works.
And Big G, something about that chitin on this snow, and you are off to a lead, at least amongst your other adult peers.
May I do something then?
Sure.
As I look and I see that I have a nice lead, I want to keep my lead. I'm going to cast Thunder Wave at 3rd level behind me to give me an extra oomph down the hill.
Okay. So, Winx and Celestina, you see Big G spin around on his chitin, push his hands out, and there is an explosion of snow that obscures your vision. And as it starts to fade, as the snow starts to fall back to the ground, you see Big G is just accelerated. Winx, I'm going to need a strength check from you. As you push off, you hit a rock, and it sends your sled up, and just you're trying to hold on to it.
That's a natural 20.
Hey, that's a natural 20.
23. What the heck?
You're able to force your sled back down, and as you see Big G take off, you're like, nah, and you get down and you start to pick up speed. Go ahead, give me another dexterity check, everyone.
All right.
Watch me roll another, nat one.
Hell yeah. A 12 this time.
Dirty 20.
I'm taking it very casual here. There's kids, and I do not want to upstage a child. That's a
9 for me.
9. Okay. Again, Big G, just something about his small size on this sled.
Little do they know, in the Underdark we do rock sliding.
I've been hustled. I've been absolutely hustled.
He is pulling away. Winx, I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw. As you are just being pelted with snow and bits of ice in your face.
I think we're playing XXX Tricky right here.
Okay, so that's a 15.
15. It's nothing new to you. You've been here before. You know these hills. You're easily able to just sort of brush it aside. Your pride may be taking some damage, but you're fine.
He does a cool flip.
Give me one more dexterity check.
I have literally rolled a 6, a 7, and an 8. This is a 13. I've literally just been picking up slight speed down the hill. This is a leisure stroll for me.
You got a good old 7.
16.
16.
I'm doing rough on this.
This has not been your sled race. As you see Big G speeds down, there's a spot where the hill eventually slopes off to a level area. Big G hits that. You slide for quite a distance thanks to the acceleration you picked up with your thunderclap, but you are easily the first one down this hill, Big G.
Oh man.
Slam into a snowman.
Yeah, there's not quite. It's not aimed the right way, but there is a very large snow bank at a tree that you think you're going to hit the tree, and you crash into the snow bank, and thankfully that absorbs all of the impact from you landing. Winx and Celestina, you both reach the bottom of the hill alongside some of the other kids. Most of these kids are young enough where they immediately jump back up and just start running up this hill at full speed like they haven't been doing this all day, and get ready for another sled race.
I definitely am gonna. Big G. First off, oh my goodness, I didn't realize you were so fast at this. Would you like me to show you kind of how we did it a little bit back when I was?
Oh yeah, I would love to.
All right. I want to like race up the tree, race up the hill towards Big G, and I want to find like a tree, and I want to drive one of the pittons into it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like tie off my
Easy
rope.
enough.
I'm gonna tie off my rope to it, and I say, this way it's a little bit easier. As the adults of the village as well, it would be a bit harder for them to make it up the hill, and if you hold onto this rope, it should be a lot easier for you to be able to just kind of slide down and then immediately pull yourself back up to just start sliding again.
Oh, that's smart.
Would you like me to tie it off?
Sure, that'd be wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. I tie off the rope to the chitin real fast, and then I'm like, all right, you ready to go?
Are we going together?
You're gonna go first, and then when you get back, I'll take the sled and give it a shot.
Oh, I think we should go together, Celestina.
Let me tell you something. I pointed the chitin shield. I'm a little bit bigger, so I wouldn't be able to fit on this.
I grab Celestina and fall back onto the chitin thing.
All right. Then probably as soon as this happens, Celestina's big plan fails as we hit the 50 feet of the hempen rope and the sled doesn't move, and both of us immediately get launched into the snow.
I was gonna
big plan.
Amazing.
And we just fucking launch.
Yeah, you both soar.
I'm laughing the entire time.
10 feet through the air, landing in a pile of snow again. Thankfully, the snow is fallen well enough that it cushions your blow a little bit. As we are going to jump back to Bayor and Rylin. Bayor and Rylin, give me another performance check here.
That's a 19.
I can't believe Big G saw through that. I can't believe he's so wise.
Was it just advantage or just regular?
It was advantage. So, Bayor, if you didn't roll that at advantage, go ahead and roll again.
And I was going to start making my way over towards that little snowman building competition as well.
Sure.
Another nat 20?
I got one too.
Oh my god.
So you both put your work into this snow dragon. The
construction.
The tiefling judge Gordon, who's set up this competition right outside his shop, he kind of is coming around and is giving everyone timers. And 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. You ramble and rush.
Linda's picking up 5-foot cubes of snow with her shape water from wherever she can find it.
There's a couple of people who have given up on their snowmen, and you just, all right, I'll use that.
Yeah. With one hand, she's using to pick up the cube, and then with the other hand, she's also using it to create the shape that needs to be created. Because I read it, I can create shapes for up to an hour.
I'm gonna say that this is turning into a whole Calvin and Hobbes snowman apocalypse thing. I think Bayor has just gone into making these little miniature snowmen that are running away in fear of this giant chili bowl dragon. Yeah.
And just as you're putting the finishing touches on stuff, you hear the tiefling yell, "Time's up! Time's up! Hands off your sculptures! Hands off the snowmen!"
Before time's up happens, Rylin does one more thing with shape water and turns the water that's in the bowl a lovely brown chili color.
Ooh.
With the last 30 seconds.
Is there steam coming off of it?
Brown water, yes, good.
You can see the judges have started making their way around, and they're looking and doing their rounds. Around this time is probably Winks when you would show back up down the hill, right as their judges are getting judged. You see Bayor and Rylin kind of standing there very proudly admiring their dragon.
As I'm walking down there, I'm arching my back. I'm I shouldn't have gone. That's a sore spot. And I'm just stretching everything out from my failed sledding attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a rather unpleasant. Oh, I think I got a rock in my hip.
Your hip?
It's not a good place for rocks.
I'm not as young as I used to be.
Say, Winks! Dragon!
Oh, well, that
chili.
Absolutely gorgeous. I'm impressed. That's wow. You know, I've met that. Oh wow, I met some dragons in my time, and that is a really good depiction of dragons. That's a good dragon. The brown water is a interesting touch.
It's chili.
Yeah.
He's enjoying Fernando's chili.
Yes.
That's fair, chili. Brown water. Yeah, I get it.
Reminds me.
You should
And then I
have some
disappear.
tables in there for the beans, you know?
I go and get more Fernando's chili.
As Bayor, you walk off, you can see there's a couple of the other judges. Gordon is one of them. Unfortunately, as Bayor is absent, Rylin and Bayor are named the winners of this competition. As everyone gives you a round of a hand, there's a bunch of people who have all gathered round and are just really like in awe of how good your dragon is. They're like looking at the claws and they're like checking out its mouth and the fangs.
An hour later, it just turns into a large pile of snow because it's as long as it was.
I'm going to go in and grab a bowl of Fernando's chili, and then as I'm leaving, I'm going to Misty step back in and grab another bowl as he's handing it to someone else, and then keep walking out.
You just appear, scoop out a half-orc gentleman's chili who's going, hey! Walking out the front door with you 2 bowls of chili.
Yeah. And then I go, we won! We won!
I'll say by this point in time, several hours have passed. It's probably 5 or 6 in the evening at this point in time. And as you all gather around the town square, Celestina and Big G having gone sledding for a little while and now bringing back your shield and your chitin plate, Bayor and Rylin having successfully won the competition, you can see there's sort of like there's been an anticipation that's been building all day within the people. And you can kind of see off to the outskirts, there's several people who are like whispering to each other and are like, as right as the sun you see dips behind the tallest mountain peak, there is a horn that goes out over the town. Just
Pretty immediately, Winks is going to clap her hands. Oh, it's the grand event of the festival. Oh, it's my favorite part of all the festivities. Come on, guys. We got to make sure we get a good spot. And then she's going to start leading them towards the temple.
Is the chili
and you can see
over?
What'd you say?
I don't know. Is the chili competition over?
The chili competition is technically over, yes.
I'm carrying Fernando's cauldron of chili and eating the rest of it with a bowl.
Fernando was a close second place.
I don't
the slightly less spicy chili took first place for being more like a general appeaser.
Howards. Yes, Howards.
But yeah, there's a lot of people who are like, no, Fernando was robbed this year. His chili was
I'm gonna
imagine choosing the mild chili to be the winner of the competition. I want this town to burn.
Yeah, as you can see, as soon as this horn is sounded, everyone is chattering and excited. They're all making their way back towards the temple that sits at the rear of the town.
Yeah. Got my cauldron of chili. I'm good. Happy.
I like also have a spoon every once in a while. Also like eating the chili.
I try the first place chili. Is it good?
It's good. It's you don't want to admit that it's as good as it is. However, with the lack of heat added to it, you can really taste the complexity of all the different flavors.
Nope.
I do not tell Bayor that this is pretty good chili. Out of pride, Celestina's like, it's all right. I mean, like, I wouldn't get the third bowl, but like.
I also really enjoy the fact that like the 2 fake characters just like love the spicy food.
I take a scoop and I go, whoa, what's the Skaven teeth? What's the rat's whisker? What, this isn't chili.
This is topside chili.
I just dump it back into the cauldron for Bayor.
So yeah, as you make your way back towards this temple, you can see the doors of the temple are wide open. What little sunlight is left in the day pouring down and illuminating this large central open area. It's built as, it sort of looks like the Colosseum. It's in an oval shape. There are stands up and above. And you can see the dragonborn individual standing like out in the middle of this open area. People are still happy and excited. There's some music that's being played from up in the stands as the stands themselves begin to fill up with people from the town.
So I unmuted. Okay, I was making sure I didn't mute myself again. So as we all walk in there, I'm gonna like click my heels, and my boots are gonna have like little wings come out of them, and I'll fly 30 feet up, and I'm gonna like clap my hands. Oh, let's begin the show, shall we?
Celestina starts freaking out at this. Like, what the? Gonna like blown away by this.
Big G freaks out, but in the opposite spectrum.
What? I don't have sheets on my sheet up right now. What's everyone's passive perception here, real quick?
18.
14 for the passive.
9.
14, 18, 9. Okay. Yeah, as you file into the arena, you're actually taken down like onto the floor level alongside the Dragonborn as you're sort of like taken in by Winks onto this ground level here.
We're ushered with her?
Yes, yeah, onto the ground level.
Okay, I still have the cauldron.
Go ahead, please continue.
Okay, all right. Well, so as she's flying by and she's kind of watching everybody get their stuff together, she's gonna kind of look down at you guys. She'll be like, "I'm real sorry about this," and you watch as like the kind of like chipper Southern Belle appearance that you've seen kind of begins to melt away to this like black hair and pale face and icy blue eyes. It's just that, you know, unfortunately for you guys, I do have a town to take care of and a dragon to feed.
And that is where we're gonna call the episode for the evening. As Axial Door leaves, the door shut and locked behind you, and you are all in this pit. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you to D&D Heart.
I'm saying that this was gonna get sacrificed. How long have I been up there?
I very calmly set my chili bowl back down. If that dragon knocks over that chili cauldron, it is over.
He is on. Yes, thank you all so much for joining us for tonight's episode. Thank you to D&D Heart for guest appearing. You can catch D&D Heart on the next episode.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, it was so much fun.
Really
you can catch us on the next episode on July 12th, where we can see what exactly is going to happen with our new friends in this new town. Until then, don't worry. There's plenty of D&D here on 5% Chance and elsewhere. You can check out not the Ash and Shade Committee tomorrow because the DM is on vacation. You also can't check out Dark Dominion on Saturday, but you can check out a very special stream on the 4th of July as the Dark Dominion cast will be hosting a little bit of a hangout and a fundraiser. There is also the Lost Mines of Phandelver. Are they on Sunday this week? They are not on Sunday this week, but you can normally catch them on Sundays. All the games at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then D&D Heart, would you like to tell our audience where people can find you and what you're involved in out there?
Well, right now mostly I'm just on TikTok, but I do have a YouTube where I'll be teaching people how to play Dungeons and Dragons. It's just been a work in progress, but mostly over on just TikTok at D&D Heart. Simple.
Yeah, if you've seen any of my content, if you like sketches, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
I do lots of skits and I reenact people's stories and things. So
they're great. Well, thank you all so much again. Have a good rest of your evening. We'll catch you in 2 weeks' time. Until then, goodbye. So long from Diceburgh. We need to come up with a song. We need to like
Pride Month for the end of the month, by the way. Hope you enjoy the rest of Pride.
There's